Hello. Okay, share myself out. The light is super bright in my face. That's okay though. Um, I don't really know what just happened. YouTube just don't want to let me be great. I'm gonna eat. Mm-mm. Hey Tyrone, how are you? I don't know why it keeps buffering. This the second time. I guess it ain't meant for me to be live. Tyrone, what did you eat for dinner? You had southern chicken and fries. Oh, that sound good. Did you cook it yourself or did you order takeout? Oh, that's too much cream. Mm. I just decided to hop on live. It's random. Just wanted to hop on. I was gonna do a video, but my little recording area needs to be straightened out because it's been so long since I actually did an actual video, so I need to organize myself. So I said, you know what, just go live. One of the quickest things to make for me is tacos. Vern, how are you? Vern, I was in your live today, but I was in the bushes because I was working. Because I always seem to catch you like about 9 o'clock in the morning. When you're doing your lunchtime live. I'll be in there. But I just can't chat because I was off Friday and Monday, so I had a lot to catch up on today. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just go live. I'm gonna just do a live, eat these tacos real quick. But it's buffered twice, so I probably won't be live much longer because it's probably gonna start buffering again. What do you think about being modest in speech and dress? Well, I don't feel like it's anything wrong with modesty. Um, as a Christian, we are supposed to be modest. Excuse me, in our dress, and we're supposed to, we're supposed to speak appropriately. We shouldn't we shouldn't cuss and say inappropriate things. However, we're human. We're imperfect. So sometimes we do say things we shouldn't say, maybe in a way that we shouldn't say them. And sometimes we don't always dress what others might consider appropriate. For me personally, and this is just me personally, I used to be one of those. So I guess it's gonna buffer every 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know what's going on. Like I was saying before it started buffering. For me personally, I used to always have my boobs out. I'm gonna just be real. My shirts were always low cut. The girls was always on display when I went out. I tried not to do that at work, but when I went out, like to a club or something, oh yeah. I was letting it all hang out. Painted on jeans, like for real, painted on, like they were so tight. Um, that was how I dressed. That was how I thought I looked good. Now, now that I'm older, I don't think that looks good. I've looked back at pictures of myself and thought, oh my gosh, why could you see so much of my boobs? Like, it was a lot. And I just feel like I think when you get a certain age, I'm not saying you got to wear skirts down to the floor and turtlenecks every day. I'm not saying that. What I feel is you need to cover up a little bit. You don't need to have every part of your body. I just think at a certain age, it becomes inappropriate. It really does. And not, while there's a lot of women who are in excellent shape that are in their 50s and 60s and 70s, we don't want to see anybody's butt cheeks. Your butt cheeks should not be out in the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing should your cheeks and stuff don't need to be hanging out when you're in the grocery store. First of all, you all over the groceries with all your groceries hanging out. It's a lot. I just feel like it's better to be a little bit modest. I don't, and I'm, let me take that back. I don't care how old you are, how old or how young, cover up a little bit. I've been in the store and been so offended because I've seen young women, older women with everything hanging out. Why you got to be in the grocery store like that? It's not cute. It's not cute. And I just feel like it's appropriate to cover up a little bit. There's a time and a place for everything. You want to be half naked, put on a swimming suit and go to the beach or to the pool. But in the grocery store, you can cover that up, sis. Yes, you can. And I know a lot of people say, well, that's old fashioned. Well, that's your opinion. But you can't get mad at people for staring at you or for looking at you a certain way when you look in a mess. When you naked. You have on no clothes. A church or a PTA meeting? No, absolutely not. That's not okay. First of all, you have to learn to consider other people. There may be people who struggle with, they may be battling some demons that you don't even understand. And seeing your half naked body could trigger something in them, something that they've been trying to suppress for a long time. And then when you at a school or a PTA meeting or a park where there's kids, you got these little kids looking at your body like what, and you're making them have thoughts that kids shouldn't even have and they don't even understand. So I just feel like you need to cover it up. Now, when it comes to talking, to speaking, it's not necessary to cuss every word that comes out your mouth. And I know people who every word that comes out of their mouth, they cuss. You cannot have a conversation with them without them cussing. That's a lot. That is a lot to me, and I don't like it. My mother used to tell us that we were too good looking to talk like that. And don't get me wrong, she could be a sailor on leave sometimes. Yes, she could. She could really let you have it, but it wasn't all the time. And she didn't like for her daughters to do it at all. She hated for us to cuss. Because there was plenty of times she would tell me, all right, Angel, that's enough. You going too far. She would understand if I was upset about something, but just in a regular conversation and I would just start cussing, she didn't like that. For me, I don't feel it's appropriate. And I feel like when you're in a professional setting, you need to control it because you're going to be looked at as being ignorant. And I know a lot of people disagree with that. It's how I express myself is the first thing people say. Okay, but your expressions are ignorant. you're going to be looked at as ignorant. So when someone says to you, you sound ignorant, don't get mad. Exactly. If someone is sick, you should not ask why are they sick. Yeah, there's things that are appropriate and there's things that are not appropriate. And there's certain questions that you shouldn't ask. There's certain things you just shouldn't do, and that's common sense though. Common sense tells you not to do a lot of things. But we know a lot of people wasn't in line when common sense was being handed out. They missed that. So they say whatever, do whatever. They don't think before they speak, ever. They just run their mouth. It's a lot of people like that. And then they wonder why they always getting the side eye. Why they looking at me like that? Cause you being an idiot. You're being ignorant. That's why they looking at you like that. It just is what it is though. But that's really how I feel about it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't sometimes cuss, because I do. And it's not cute. I'm not saying it's cute because it's not cute. And sometimes people have said to me before, like, are you mad? Like, what, why you cussing? My own kids have looked at me side-eyed for cussing, because I'm not supposed to talk that way. None of us are supposed to speak that way. And then ask yourself this, and I ain't trying to get all religious, but would you sit down with Jesus and talk that way? Would you? I would. So I feel like you kind of got to ask yourself those questions. Yeah, it's not mine. I didn't have one. So why you ask, Vern, who cutting up? Who been cutting up? Because we know in these YouTube streets, there's always somebody cutting up. And I think, honestly, cussing a lot detracts from your message. It takes from your message, because then people are like, well, what's your point? As you done said about 11 cuss words. I don't even know what you're trying to say at this point. You done lost the message yourself. You just, at this point, you just cussing. You don't even know what your point is. Let me ask y'all something, because I'm going to leave this up. And this is off topic, but it's something that I've been kind of thinking about since I've seen the story. So the little rapper, Tyga, he got arrested for domestic violence. He's out now. But it was domestic violence against his ex-girlfriend. And apparently he said he didn't want her to come over. But she showed up anyways, acting ignorant, loud. And he asked her to leave. And somehow they ended up getting into it, and the girl got a black eye. Well, here's my opinion on it. I don't condone violence against anyone, okay, at all. But I feel like now this is your ex. If you speak to your ex regularly, and maybe y'all visit with each other sometimes, but maybe this night he didn't feel like having company, or he maybe had someone else there and he told you not to come, you shouldn't go, and vice versa. If a man calls a woman and asks her, can he come over, and she says, no, I don't feel like having company, or I'm busy, don't come over here, don't go. Because when you show up unannounced, there's going to be a problem. And I feel like this. I feel like as women, we have to learn to keep our hands to ourselves, me included, me most definitely. Keep your hands to yourself. Because if you hit a man and he hits you back, you provoke that. And he has a right to defend himself. He's not supposed to stand there and let you bust him upside his head because you're mad because he told you not to come over. You should have stayed at home, is my opinion on it. Because now he done dotted them I's and crossed them T's, and you want to call the police. I don't feel like that's okay. I feel like you should have stayed at home and then he wouldn't have had to jump on you. Because I don't feel like he just beat her up for no reason. I feel like she was really being disrespectful. I don't know the whole story, but that's just how I see it. I'm eating tacos. I had some tacos and rice and beans. But we all know there's men out there who, that's how they deal with women. They'll beat you up or whatever. But there are situations where women provoke things and they hit first, not expecting to be hit back. If you that upset where you want to go upside somebody's head, leave. Don't escalate the situation. Because now you campaigning on social media trying to get attention. But he said he told you not to come over there. He didn't want you there. How hard was that? Take the rejection and stay at home. But everybody don't see things clearly. And when alcohol is involved, they really don't. Hey, James. Welcome. Thank you for coming. You're welcome. I'm getting full. But I'm trying to finish. But yeah, y'all. People crazy. It's just crazy to me how men and women both, it's not just women. It's like when somebody rejects you, that doesn't mean claw your way back. It's like, he said, don't come over here. Don't go. Now, I remember times when I would pop up, but again, I was younger. So I had to learn from my mistakes. But I didn't pop up ignorant and loud though. That didn't happen. If I popped up quietly just to see what was going on. But he said she was being loud and he told her to be quiet. Or she popped up loud and wrong. I feel like today went by fast though. because it's already almost 7:30. I definitely feel like today was one of those days where it flew by, probably because I had a lot to do. Can I take this? I don't remember. So I'm not going to take it. Let me take my multivitamins. My supplement salad. So yeah, y'all, that's about it. I just wanted to come on here, chop it up with y'all real quick, eat a little food. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I know it's late for everybody else. It's early for me because I'm on the West Coast, but I think y'all probably East Coast. So it's like what, 10 something? It's late. So I'm not gonna hold y'all. But thank you, Vern. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, James. Thank you, anybody that might have popped in and, was in the bushes, didn't want to say nothing. Thank you for being here. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I will definitely see y'all in these YouTube streets later.